recently I saw a post on Twitter about grimdark authors looking for something to spice up their story, and then like in the Overwatch opening, the original one, Mercy coming down to save some people. It says pregnant women. There's a concept in wrestling called cheap heat, and it's basically like a wrestler beating up another wrestler's wife or something. That's cheap heat. It's easy, hitting somebody when they're down, cheap stuff that they can do real quick and easy, doesn't need a storyline or whatever. And it's that kind of thing with writing. Quite frankly, if you need to kill a pregnant woman, you're in the cheap heat kind of way, and in a bad way too. Like you need to rework some of what your villain does. Now, if it's some sort of psycho villain or whatever, that's different. You can do stuff like that. You can work with that, I guess. But it's still cheap heat. Like in reality, you need to be putting a lot of creativity in the evil that your characters do, and in the different stuff that happens. As a writer, you can't just take the easy option out. Like, sure, it's satisfying, it's in the moment, but I'm going to kill this guy in 5 minutes anyway. Why does he need to have development? Yeah, or, something like, well, Star Wars, Padme Amidala was a pregnant woman who died. First off, that was already implied with Luke Skywalker living with Okalowan and Aunt Beru and the separation between Leia and Luke. She's part of the narrative. She is not part of the... She's not part of some sort of other thing that's going on, right? She's not a random victim. She's a narrative part of the story. So when you're writing and you're like, I can do these cheap heat, I can do this stuff where, it's like a quick punch to the gut, rethink that. If you lose all your tools and you use all your tools for a punch in the gut, you're going to lose the ability to use these things in the future if it's actually narratively worthwhile to do. And quite frankly, it's not. It needs to be, Star Wars is retroactive, but if you're being proactive in a story that doesn't have, prequels or something, it's not something you can really do. By the time the hero and the villain are having their final confrontation, there should already be reasons why the hero should be killing them. Now, there's another exception, and that's, the hero coming back and finding his family dead. Even then, honestly, I'd stay away from the pregnant women and just have, wife and kids. It's a lot easier, a lot cleaner, and it's not going to leave a sour taste in the sensitive reader's mouth.